We just lost a legend, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. My condolences go out to Natalia, the daughter, Bret the Hitman Hart, the brother-in-law, and the entire Hart family. As while we lost the hero, they lost a family member.
No, baby, that's for somebody else. We're just going to keep you right where you're at right now.
It doesn't matter what you think.
The Wrestling Wrealm presents Break It Down with Brian H.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special, you know what, it ain't special. It's number 24 episode of Break It Down with Brian H. So, you love the show. I ran twice last week. You gave me so much love, so I said, you know what, why not give it to him twice a week? So I think that's what I'm going to do. You're going to get 2 shows a week. So let's get right into it. Dean Ambrose is back. And I think that's going to be the top rope of the week.
Going up to the top rope.
It's time for this week's Top Rope segment of the week.
Yeah, I can't give it the SmackDown thing every week, and SmackDown hasn't aired yet at the time of this recording, but that Dean Ambrose coming back serves as good enough top rope for me. I'm happy that he's back. I kind of like they bringing him back on Monday Night Raw. I was thinking, well, maybe he'll come back at Summerslam. We'll get the Summerslam pop. But you know what? Why not? The way the contract was written, it was kind of obvious. It was like, okay, but Seth Rollins, they kept planting nuggets. It allows for Seth Rollins to have somebody in his corner. We all knew, what, are they going to throw Jason Jordan in there? I think if they did that, everybody would have been upset. It wouldn't have been the same. So they threw us Dean Ambrose, and now Ambrose is back. The Lunatic Fringe, ladies and gentlemen, will be on Monday Night Raw version of SummerSlam, as Seth Rollins will challenge Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. Hopefully this feud comes to an end. Maybe we get a tag team match out of this, though, just because we got to, Ambrose is back in the ring. Or will Ambrose turn on Rollins? I don't want to see it happen, but that's just me. I think this does plant the seed that maybe, just maybe, there's a slight chance, I'm going to say 10%, but there's a slight chance we could see the Shield being raised high at the end. Ambrose with the, being back, obviously. Seth Rollins with the IC title, Roman Reigns with the Universal title, and we see the epic fist pump to close out SummerSlam. But with that being said, let's get right into the WWE Universal Championship match that will take place. So we got we got Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. So again, and this is my tapped out, and I'll tell you why. Let's go right into it.
Here's our tapped out segment of the week.
So, folks, I'm just not happy with every time Brock Lesnar beats up Roman Reigns, or maybe not every time, but here lately, he's been beating him up while he's incapacitated. We saw when Roman was handcuffed to the, he had his hand behind his back or something. We saw that when this past Monday, he had some sort of spray in his eyes, and then here comes Brock Lesnar. It's not like Brock Lesnar isn't one of the toughest men in the world. I could see if he was a Kevin Owens type heel, but we all know he's legitimate. So why, and that doesn't take away from any other heel on the roster, but why must he do Roman Reigns like this? I did think it was really cool. It seemed like, as my brother Glenn would say, it looked like they trolled the audience and making us think that maybe, just maybe, Paul Heyman was going to join up with Roman Reigns. And, I listened to Eric Bischoff this past week, and he talked about the Macho Man. And when Savage went out and made his WCW debut, he said, Bischoff, he said, not Bischoff, Hogan, I'm either going to shake your hand or I'm going to smack you in the face. And that right there helped sell Starrcade for that year. We all know at that time he shook his hand, but I started thinking, should Paul Heyman have gave it away? Should it had ended right there with us wondering, is Heyman going to join Is he going to stay with Lesnar, or is he going to join Roman Reigns? Would Roman sell out? I thought it was really cool he spoke in Samoan. So that's where I'm at with that. I just kind of wish they didn't have to do the whole beatdown. For those of us who've been watching wrestling, that would let us know, as much as we think we know, that Roman's going to go over at SummerSlam. Roman's going to be the new champion, at least at one point in the night, because we do know that the briefcase is still a factor. And I'll get into that. I have a special prediction show. Now, that'll be a special show. I have a prediction show coming up this week, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So let's get into now let's go take a break, because after the break, we're going to discuss some more from Monday Night Raw.
Diesel here from View from the Top Rope, telling you you're doing exactly what you should be right now, and that is listening to Break It Down with Brian H., brought to you by the Wrestling Wrealm. Now throwing it back to you, Brian.
And I'm back. So, we saw history being made. Renee Young, the wife of Dean Ambrose, was on color commentary with Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Never been done before. Never has a woman been called the entire show. And I thought that was just phenomenal. Renee Young is special. And I've been following her since, she went by her real name, Renee Paquette. I might not have said that properly in French, or with the French accent, forgive me. But I've been following her since she was on, she used to appear on Right After Wrestling with Arto Cal and Jimmy Corderas back in 2011, 2012. And I remember I was like, wow, this lady really is knowledgeable. She seemed like she would have been my best friend just on her wrestling knowledge. And I used to listen to that show faithfully. And I sat there and I was like, you know what? Wow, this is really cool. So to see when she signed with the WWE, and at one point Arto Cal was with the WWE, wish they really would have used him more, but they didn't. But to see how far Renee Young has come, to see her on Monday Night Raw, I would really love to see her there each and every week, or on SmackDown. I think she deserves it. She's, like I said before, she's a special talent. But and speaking of women, the show opened up with Ronda Rousey coming out there, and she gave her tribute to the Anvil, the legend, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Natalia's father. We all know Natty and Ronda are best friends, and you can see Ronda starting to get emotional. And then we saw Alicia Fox and Alexa Bliss come out there, and Alicia Fox had her arm bandaged up to sell the armbar, and maybe Ronda did throw some stiffs. I listened to a few podcasts, especially my boys over at Talking Mania, and they was talking about they believed that there was some stiffness there. But nonetheless, I thought that was interesting. A great sell job, obviously, if she's not really hurt. But we had a match between Ember Moon and Alexa Bliss. This is a match I'm looking forward to. Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey. I just listened to the Flex Zone. They had my boy Ralph Esparza, who you may have listened to a few episodes when we did a Money in a Bank prediction show together, and he said there's a possibility. We call Ralph the money guy. He's out Vegas. He looks at the betting odds, and he said there's a possibility that the match could get changed due to everything going on with Natalya, because I know I had said before that I thought we would get Natalia turning on Rousey, leading to a feud with them, or somehow Natty versus Ronda for the title. Who knows? But like I said, I'm looking forward to this match. And then let's talk about the B team, because they defended their titles successfully, and now they'll defend the titles against the Revival at SummerSlam on the pre-show. But one thing when I watch about them, and the reason why I want to talk about them, because they do come off as, I don't want to say corny, I'll say they come off as playful to be nice. But when they get in the ring, man, excuse my expression, they look like some badasses, and I love it. This is a team that I'm watching, and I see they have so much potential. Really didn't like them separating from The Miz, but I also understood it because it was kind of needed. So I understand why they did that. Nonetheless, I like where they're going with them. And so I would love to see them hold on to the titles just a little bit longer. I want to see what's going to happen with Rollins and Ambrose. Will they team up? Will they go after the tag titles? Remember, Rollins well, they did lose them, and I think that's when Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins got the titles. Dean Ambrose's career is like in patches for me. Some things I remember, some things I don't. And I know somebody will tweet me at Brian H. Waters or at Wrestling Realm and tell me the truth, exactly what happened right there. But, his career, not to say it's been lackluster, because it certainly hasn't. I mean, he's a Grand Slam champion. But there's certain things I just remember about and certain things I don't. So, obviously, I wouldn't mind seeing him and Rollins as tag team champions again. I think that would be cool. It would even be cool if they were tag team champions and Roman Reigns was the Universal Champion. Let the Shield dominate. But one thing's for certain, that I want to see Raw get back to a bigger platform, because I want to have a longer show about Monday Night Raw than 12 minutes. And with that being said, folks, I'm going to wrap things up. Make sure you catch, I got a review, another show coming this week. I actually got 2 more shows, because I'm going to review SmackDown. And on there, I'll give you Wrestling for the Culture and Come From the Realm. And then I also have the one and only The Shark, Sean Williams, host of The Shark Attack. We will be doing a joint prediction show, so I'm excited about that. Until the next time, folks, so long, everybody.